Proverbs chapter 16. Commit your heart to Adonai. The plan of the heart belongs to man, but the tongue's answer is from Adonai. All a man's ways are pure in his own eyes, but Adonai weighs the motives. Commit whatever you do to Adonai, and your plans will succeed. Adonai works everything out for his own purpose, even the wicked for a day of disaster. Adonai abhors all the proud in heart. Be assured, they will not go unpunished. By mercy and truth is iniquity atoned, and by the fear of Adonai one avoids evil. When one's ways are a blessing to Adonai, he makes even his enemies be at peace with him. Better a little with righteousness than much income without justice. The heart of a man plans his course, but Adonai directs his steps. The delights of a just king. An oracle is on the lips of the king. Let his mouth never be treacherous in judgment. Honest balances and scales are Adonai's. All the weights in a bag are his handiwork. Wrongdoing is an abomination to kings, for a throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings. He loves those who speak honestly. A king's fury is like a messenger's in death, but a wise man will appease it. In the light of a king's face there is life, and his favor is like a cloud of spring rain. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. The highways of the upright avoids evil. He who guards his way protects his life. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be lowly in spirit with the afflicted than to share the spoil with the proud. One prudent in matter will find good. Blessed is the one who trusts in Adonai. The wise in heart is called discerning. The sweetness of lips increases persuasiveness. Insight is a fountain of life to one who has it, but folly leads to the discipline of fools. A wise man's heart teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. Pleasant words are honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. A laborer's appetite works on his behalf, for his hunger drives him on. Slow to anger, a wicked scoundrel digs up evil, and on his lips is a scorching fire. A perverse person sows strife, and a gossip separates close friends. A violent person lures his neighbor, leading him down a path that is no good. One who winks his eyes schemes deceit. One who pursues his lips is bent on evil. Gray hair is a crown of glory found on the path of righteousness. Better to be slow to anger than a mighty warrior. One who controls his temper is better than one who conquers a city. The law is cast into the lap, but their very decision is from Adonai. Proverbs 17. Beware, tribes of rebellion. Better is dry crust with the peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. A wise servant will rule over a disgraceful son and will share the inheritance with the brothers. A crucible is for silver and a furnace is for gold, but Adonai tests the heart. An evildoer listens to wicked lips. A liar listens to malicious tongue. Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. Whoever rejoices at calamity will not go unpunished. Grandchildren are the crown of the elderly, and the glory of children is their parents. Arrogant lips are not fitting for a fool, much less lying lips for a ruler. A bribe is a charm in the eyes of its owner. Whatever he turns, he succeeds. Whoever covers up an offense seeks love. Whoever repeats a matter separates close friends. A rebuke makes a greater impression on a discerning person than 100 lashes on a fool. An evil man seeks only rebellion, and so a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Better to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than to deal with a fool in his folly. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will never leave his house. The beginning of strife is like letting out water, so stop a quarrel before it breaks out. Acquitting the wicked and condemning the righteous, both are an abomination to Adonai. Of what use is money in the hand of a fool, since he has no intention of acquiring wisdom? A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. A man lacking judgment shakes hands on a deal and puts up financial security for his neighbor. He who loves sin loves strife. One who builds high gate invites destruction. A perverse heart finds nothing good. A devious tongue falls into trouble. Whoever fathers a fool gets grief. There is no joy for the father of a disgraceful son. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. The wicked one receives a bribe in secret to pervert the ways of justice. Wisdom is before the person of understanding, but the eyes of a fool are on the ends of the earth. A foolish son is grief to his father, and bitterness to her that bore him. Also to punish a righteous person is not good, nor to beat up an honorable one for his integrity. One with knowledge restrains his words, and a discerning person stays calm. Even a fool who keeps quiet is considered wise, discerning if he seals his lips. Proverbs 18. A fool's big mouth. One who isolates oneself seeks his own desire. He defies all sound judgment. A fool finds no delight in understanding, but only in expressing his opinions. When wickedness comes, so does contempt, and with dishonor comes disgrace. The word of one's mouth are deep waters, the fountain of wisdom a flowing brook. Showing partiality to the wicked is not good, nor is depriving the innocent of justice. The lips of a fool enter into an argument, and his mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a gossip are tasty morsels going down into one's innermost being. One who is slack in his work is brother to the one who destroys. The name of Adonai is a strong tower. The righteous one runs into it and is set up safely up high. A rich person's wealth is a strong city, or like a high wall in his imagination. Before ruin, a person's heart is proud, but humility comes before honor. One who answers before listening, that is his folly and his shame. One spirit sustains him through illness, but who can bear a crushed spirit? A discerning heart gains knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Overcoming opposition and offense. A man's gift makes room for him and leads him before great mammon. The first to state his case seems just until another comes and cross-examines him, casting lots and quarrels, and decides between mighty opponents. An offended brother is more formidable than a fortified city, and quarrels are like the bars of a fortress. From the fruit of his mouth a man's stomach is filled with harvest. Of his lips he is satisfied. Death and life are in the control of the tongue. Those who indulge in it will eat its fruit. Whoever finds a wife finds good and receives favor from Adonai. The poor requests favor, but the rich answer harshly. A man with many friends may be harmed by them, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs chapter 19. Better to be poor with integrity. Better to be poor walking with integrity than to be a fool whose lips are corrupt. Zeal without knowledge is not good, or to act hastily miss the way. A man's folly undermines his way, and his heart rages against Adonai. Wealth adds many friends, yet a poor man is deserted by his friend. A false witness will not go unpunished. One who breathes lies will not escape. Many seek the favor of the generous. Everyone is a friend of the giver of gifts. All a poor man's relatives despise him. How much more his friends avoid him? He pursues them with words, but they are not there. One who gets wisdom loves his own soul. One who treasures understanding prospers. A false witness will not go unpunished, and one who breathes lies will perish. Luxury is not fitting for a fool, how much less for a servant to rule over princes. Watch your temper. Prudence makes one slow to anger, and his glory is to overlook an offense. The king's wrath is like a roaring lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A foolish son is trouble for his father, and a quarrelsome wife is constant dripping. House and wealth are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from Adonai. Laziness brings on deep sleep, and an idle soul will starve. One who keeps the mitzvah guards his soul, but one who neglects his ways will die. One who is kind to the poor lends to Adonai, and Adonai will reward him for his good deed. Discipline your son while there is hope. Do not set your heart on his death. One with great rage will pay a penalty, for if you rescue him, you will have to do it again. Listen to wise counsel. Listen to advice and accept instruction, so that in the end you may be wise. Many are the plans in a man's heart, but the counsel of Adonai will stand. What is desired is a man's loyalty, and a poor person is better than a liar. The fear of Adonai leads to life, and he who has it rests satisfied, untouched by harm. Sluggards, scoffers, and disgraceful sons. The slacker buries his hand in a bowl and will not even bring it back to his mouth. Strike a scoffer and a naive will learn caution. Rebuke a discerning person, and he will gain knowledge. He who robs his father and drives away his mother is a son who brings shame and disgrace. My son, if you stop heeding instruction, you will stray from words of knowledge. A crooked witness scorns justice, and a wicked mouth devours iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scoffers, and floggings for the back of fools. Proverbs chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler. Whoever is led astray by them is unwise. The terror of a king is like a lion's growl. Whoever provokes him endangers his life. It is honor for one to resolve a dispute, yet every fool quarrels. A slacker will not plow his season, so at harvest he looks but finds nothing. The intent of a man's heart is deep water, but a man of insight draws it out. Loyalty, integrity, justice. Many a man proclaims his loyalty, but a faithful man who can find? A righteous person walks in integrity. Blessed are his children after him. Who can say, I have kept my heart pure, I am cleansed from my sin? Unequal weights and measures, both are an abomination to Adonai. Even a child is known by his actions, whether his conduct is pure and upright. Ears that hear and eyes that see, Adonai has made them both. Do not love sleep, lest you become poor. Open your eyes, you will be satisfied with food. Adonai's lamp searches. It's bad, says the buyer, but then he goes away and boasts. There is gold and abundance of rubies, but the lips that speak knowledge are precious. Take a man's garment who put up security for a stranger, and hold it in its pledge as a security for a foreign woman. Bread gained by fraud is sweet to a man, but later his mouth is filled with gravel. Plans are made by counsel, so wage war with guidance. A talebearer goes about revealing secrets, so do not associate with a babbler. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp will be snuffed out in utter darkness. An estate acquired quickly in the beginning will not be blessed in the end. Do not say, I will pay back evil. Wait for Adonai, so he may deliver you. Unbalanced wastes are detestable to Adonai, and dishonest scales are wicked. A man's steps are directed by Adonai. How then can anyone understand his own way? It is a trap for one to say rashly, it is holy, and only afterward to consider his vows. A wise king winnows out the wicked. He turns a threshing wheel over them. The spirit of man is the lamp of Adonai, searching for all his innermost being. Loving kindness and truth preserve the king, but the throne is upheld by loving kindness. The glory of young men is their strength, and the splendor of old men is gray hair. Blows that wound scour away evil, and beatings purge the innermost being.